Up, everybody? So today I am going to start and do this for the first time, a live playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy. So today we'll probably get through character creation, probably through the intro levels, and we'll go from there. All right. This is the start of my second playthrough. I have done about probably 30, no, I guess it's at 40 hours on my initial playthrough. And I'm near what I think is the end of the game, but today we're going to be starting with a brand new character, and let's see what we got. We choose this one because it actually reminds me of my sibling, and the first time I saw it, I actually had to text them and ask, "Hey, did you do modeling work for Hogwarts Legacy?" And for those of you that know me and know my sibling, tell me I'm lying. All right, so we're gonna go here. I'm actually not gonna edit a lot because I like the way the character looks, but they do have a ton of editing options. So face shape, skin color, glasses. Got to throw some glasses on there, otherwise, how is it Harry Potter? And I know this is Hogwarts Legacy. I think it's 100 years before the story that we know from the Harry Potter franchise, which probably puts it like 50 years before the rest of the Wizarding World franchise. I don't know. I'm a tangential Harry Potter fan. I'm not kind of a overall Harry Potter fan, but we'll get this thing going, and we'll go ahead and get started and get through. Let's see. We'll go with that voice, a little bit deeper pitch. I'll play it on normal this time. Let's see. We are going to call this. Actually, we're going to go with my alias, Reginald Michaels. And yes, I am playing on an Xbox Series X. Oh, needed the S on there. All right, we'll go ahead and start the journey. Now, a couple of things I've noticed through my first playthrough. You've gotta pay attention to the little things. A lot of the opportunity that you have around side quests and those kinds of things are actually the biggest boost in terms of character build. So the side quests will get you um, expanded inventory slots. In some cases, it'll get you spells. A lot of cases, it's items and collect everything. Like any other RPG, this is something that you want to, pick up everything because if nothing else, especially early in the game, you need to buy certain things, and coming across coins and cash is not the easiest. So we'll go through the intro here, and it's your usual, teaching you how to play the game. You'll pick up, I think, some of your initial spells after the first couple of minutes. I'm probably going to do another video where I talk about like the 10 things that I wish I had known before I started the game, and a lot of it is around doing like the little puzzles around Hogwarts. There's a couple of things in that regard, specifically, the chests that have an eye. You need to use um, the disillusionment, basically to make yourself disappear so the eye can't see you when you're creeping up on the chest. There are doors with number puzzles, and for some reason I couldn't get it through my head that the numbers weren't 1 to 10. The numbers were 0 to 9. So learned that one. And anytime, and this goes for a lot of RPGs, anytime you see an unlit brazier, use a fire spell to light that thing up. It's going to give you, whether it's collecting field pages or other kind of side quest challenges and those kind of things, that's something that you'll want to look out for. Outside of that, let me think. I mean, generally, this is just a fun game to play. There hasn't been a great role playing game. I know folks liked, what was it? Not the one that came out last year, Elden Ring. To be frank, I think I'm too old for Elden Ring. A lot of the timing in terms of hitting the buttons at the right time and those kind of things, just not my style. It's actually my gripe with the Jedi games that are coming out too. So Fallen Order and the new one that's coming out, I think it's Jedi Survivor. That one too gave me or the first one was challenging, and I ended up having to play it on story mode. This I've been able to play on normal, no problem. So if you're looking for just a good story and fun, engaging gameplay, I think it's a great game. And the story is related to the Goblin Rebellion. And for those of you that are new to the channel or finding it for the first time, welcome to the Foolproof Entertainment Network. I am the Geeky Coach. My co-host on Do Fools Agree is Cliff, and we have a live show every Friday night. Really, just voice of the people type stuff, current events, entertainment, that kind of thing. So if that's your thing, check us out Friday nights, 9 o'clock. That's Do Fools Agree. And then on Wednesdays and sometimes Saturdays, we also have a sports show which Cliff hosts called Hit the Showers. We just wrapped up the NFL season with the Super Bowl, and they are moving on to the NBA season now. That show's every Wednesday night. I think it kicks off at about 7:30. So, if the gaming channel and you like what you see here and you want to see more from our team, go ahead and check us out. All social media, Foolproof Net, or here you've got at the Geeky Coach. What do you mean you don't see it? I see it. Uh-oh, dragons. Can't mess with the dragon. That's scary. We'll see. This will probably get taken down for copyright or something. I see a lot of people play the games like the shooters and that kind of stuff. I don't think I've seen a ton of RPG gameplay, and maybe there's a reason for that. I don't know. And depending how this video does, I will look to do I'll look to clean up the video presentation, that kind of stuff. We've been doing this for about 4 years now, and we have a good time with it. And I say the we as in me and my co-host here on the Foolproof Entertainment Network. I've also been doing a fair amount of TikTok lately, and at the Geeky Coach. So if that's more your speed, that short form content. Personally, I prefer the long form content. I like doing stuff like this. I like doing the podcast that we do. Um, and I'm out of work right now, so I figured, man, might as well give something new a try. It's not something that I see a ton of, so having fun with it. It drives me crazy in games where they don't let you walk fast to start with, and you got to go slow. The graphics, the visuals, everything in this game. This world is an immersive world. Strongly encourage anyone who's into role playing games in particular to pick this one up. It is it's immersive, and that's all you really look for in these kind of open world games is something that immerses you in the story, immerses you in the gameplay, and it's something that I'm a big fan of. Like I'm a big fan of the Skyrim series. I'm a big fan of the Mass Effect series. Like I said, I played Elden Ring. It wasn't necessarily something that I was big on, but you know, it was still good. And we'll try to keep these episodes to 30 minutes of gameplay at a time, an hour of gameplay at a time. I'm probably going to go through and keep playing on my first playthrough. Like I said, I'm almost near the end. And so what you'll see from me on these is I'll try to make them focused on specific quests or specific groupings of quests, and we'll get through it. I will tell you there are some of the side quests. The Merlin Trials is the one where you can get a lot of the inventory capacity, that kind of stuff. So those are ones that uh, those are ones that you want to hit up anytime you see them. Some of the other ones, you can pass up. There's not a ton of benefit to them. The one that I will encourage you to do is there's a quest around I think it's the Demiguise moons, and those are ones that unlock your ability to cast Aloha Mora, which is the one that lets you unlock locks. And so that's something I think you picked that up a couple hours into the game, the first iteration of the quest, but it's one that is very helpful as you go through, especially if you're like me and when you go into a dungeon, you want to clear everything out. You're going to need that Aloha Mora spell in order to break locks. Ooh, basic cast. So this is the one that you'll use the most often. It is literally just for Xbox players. It's the right trigger. Doing the active target's helpful because, especially as you get into some of the more chaotic battles, you get turned around a lot. Um, and once you learn how to kind of throw objects and those kind of things, being able to keep that target lock is big. Cliff, Malk, I see you guys out in the chat hating on it because it doesn't have multiplayer. I mean, I hear you. I think my problem is like I could probably get into multiplayer sports games. Like I've done Madden Online. Shooters are just I don't know, man. They're too chaotic for me these days. So those are things that I need to. Those are ones that I have to get into a rhythm with, and I'm usually good for like 4 or 5 rounds. After 4 or 5 rounds, and by then I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna have to remember what this was. I mean, the deal is, Malk, I can't because they're asking me to get on Call of Duty multiplayer, and they messed around and went PS5. I am an Xbox guy, so even if I don't know, is Call of Duty is that cross-platform? Somebody tell me in the comments. Oh, this is before you get Revelio. Revelio is like your ping spell that lets you um, kind of see the things around you. Most open world games have something like that these days. The Assassin's Creeds, those kind of things. Waiting on the professor. Oh, Call of Duty is crossplay. All right, I'll take a look on it. Yeah, man, the graphics are incredible in this game. Like I said, it's a real immersive world that they have built built for you here. Uh, and I think with the ratio that I've got on the stream, it's cutting off the sides a little bit, so it's even more wide and immersive. This is the first game that I've wanted in a long time. I keep waiting for that Jedi Survivor. I keep waiting for Starfield. You know, a new Skyrim, a new Mass Effect. This is definitely scratching the itch right now for these types of games. There's not a lot of these types of games out. I understand how long it takes to develop these, but man, it's been a couple years. I get, and again, I get that people liked Elden Ring. That game was not for me. I see you, Malk, on WWE 2K23. I think I just picked up 2K22 not too long ago. It was on sale somewhere, probably because 2K23 was coming out. And the nice thing about this is you can skip these cutscenes. For me, you know, I like the reason I play these kinds of games is for the story. And so if you're gonna follow me and watch these Geeky Coach plays videos, you're probably gonna get the cutscenes. So if you don't want to see the cutscenes, let me know, and I can skip through them. But generally speaking, that's why I play these games. So you'll see them with me. And now we're going for a ride. I think today we're going to get through this intro cut and then probably the sorting hat, and then I'll probably call it a day on this one, and you can look for another episode probably in the next day or two. This stuff is trippy. All right, we're there. Malk, I hear you on the video game podcast. That's something I would love to do. It requires you to stay up on top of things, though. go, foreshadowing for a lot of what's to come in this game. And I'll try not to do spoilers during these. I will try to keep it to as we're going through, as we're playing, that kind of stuff. I do think for the first couple of episodes, we'll keep it to just powering through main quest storylines, and then we'll go back and do episodes on the other elements of the game. A lot of those side quests. There are a ton of side quests, um, kind of relationship building with other students, doing things out in kind of the open world, finding, random people out in the open world, those kind of things. And then there's a lot of those kind of seek and find ones, but I will tell you the seek and find type requests, which are usually I'm usually not a fan of in this game, the way that they do them is very engaging. So it gives you a lot of opportunity to kind of continue to immerse yourself in the story, even like the identify the different elements of things, etc. Is it's world building, because what they do is you find these pages that are floating around Hogwarts, and you are able to just learn more of the lore, learn more of what's in there. All right, and this is another cool mechanic. Like I've never failed one, but it's an engaging mechanic in terms of learning the new spells. And of course, I say that, and I'm gonna mess this one up and miss it. I think I'm actually on a higher difficulty than I was the first time, so we'll pose a little bit more of a challenge this time. So this is that Revelio spell. It is that ping that lets you see the items in the environment that you can interact with. In terms of have I beaten the game yet? No, I am close though. I think I'm on the last three or four story missions. All right, and I was talking too much and I missed what I was supposed to do here. Oh, there we go. It's got the symbol. Didn't didn't catch it the first two times. Ruh-roh. They've got a couple of cool little horror elements like this, mystery. But again, we're back to no running, just staying in with the game. Now you learn the other one. This one is used to solve a fair amount of puzzles kind of throughout the game. Anytime you've got to interact with insects, it's almost always Lumos. I can't see this going poorly. So this is where you learn a lot of the combat mechanics. And right now, because we don't have a lot of spells, this is just spamming the right trigger on that basic spell, that basic cast. On Xbox, the B button dodges, Y cast Protego. That's kind of your inherent shield. And Professor Fig is casting a bunch of the spells that you'll learn kind of throughout the game. The mechanic around it's interesting in terms of you can hold the trigger and then use the D-pad to cycle through. I think it's 4 sets of spells as you go through. So you'll see I have 4 spell windows there. As the game progresses, you can have 4 sets of 4 spells and go that route. Oh, and I missed the objective, so we'll fix that now. Have to wait for them to attack. Ooh, too early on that one. Professor Big, where'd you go? You know, I probably don't use Lumos as much as I should, but I sure as heck use that Revelio a lot. Being able to find all those chests. Like I said, early in the game, you need to buy a fair amount, and it is something that finding coins, those kind of things around, is not always the easiest. And if you time your Protego right, you can hit them with a Curse and Stupefy. Usually gives you a bigger boost on the attack. It's big when you get into a lot of the times where you're going to be playing against or fighting against, you know, 10 enemies on the screen at a time, those kind of things. Situations like this, it's not as big a deal. Although this is where they want to teach you to use the counter strike. Ah, oh, I was holding the trigger. That throws you off. That's usually my biggest mistake when I play is I'm still holding the trigger when I go to hit the Y button for Protego. Like right there, I did it again. We're back to following the sparkles. Feels like Twilight. Follow the sparkles. This is a mechanic that you'll see come back kind of time and time again with doorways back into Hogwarts and other places. That's offensive? Oh, offensive. Now, I'm going to call it right now. Like I said, I haven't beaten the game yet. I haven't trusted this dude from jump. I think he's in on whatever's going around. I think he's going to turn on me at some point, and it's going to be heartbreaking because it's been a very much a master and apprentice type view. And I believe this is the construction of the map chamber in Hogwarts. Keep an eye on the names. Most of them come back as descendants and those kind of things. There'll be people you're interacting with kind of throughout. So the ancient magic is what powers a lot of your more powerful attacks, those kind of things as the game goes on. This is the main antagonist. Uh oh. You tell him, Kylo. Run, big run! Are you all right? Are you all right? That's what I want to know. What everybody's been waiting for. 30 minutes into the gameplay. Finally, you make your way to Hogwarts. So we'll get through the sorting hat ceremony, and then we'll call it an episode, the inaugural episode of the Geeky Coach Plays. We use prestidigitation. Never been able to say that, and I've played D&D for a couple of years now. Prestidigitation. Blech. Uh-oh, we're late. That is Headmaster Black and Headmistress Weasley. Well, thank you. Not my fault I was late. Send a better guide next time. First time I played through as a Slytherin. We'll see. I'll probably go with Gryffindor this time around. How you answer these questions, they'll sort you into something, but you'll have the option to change it. Yeah. It's all really based on that second question. I'll be curious to see if the side quests are different based on which house you're in. Although a lot of the side quests are cross house anyways. I wonder if they're gonna do an update to add like a Quidditch multiplayer. Flying around on the broom isn't easy, but there's a couple of buttons that aren't used. I'm wondering if you could use them in Quidditch. Honestly, they could probably do a just Quidditch game, and people would, shell out another $60 for it. They've got games like it in VR. I've played a couple. We'll get to the common room and we'll call it. You see a lot more of her in the game than you do of Black. And that's going to about do us for this first episode of the Geeky Coach Plays. If you like what we're doing here, do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will hit you up next time. Appreciate it. Peace out, fools.